U.S. President Barack Obama said it was inconceivable that anyone other than the Syrian regime could have carried it out the attack, but Russia defiantly kept to its past suspicion that the rebels could be to blame.
Right. U.S. President Barack Obama said, what did he say? He said it was inconceivable that anyone other than the Syrian regime could have carried out the attack. But Russia defiantly kept to its past, suspicions that the rebels could be to blame. Want to give it a try? No? Okay, so the United States President, the current President of the United States, Barack Obama, what did he say? Well, he said it was absolutely unthinkable. You can't even think about it, that anyone other than the Syrian regime, the Syrian government, the Assad government, the Assad regime, that you can't even think about anybody else but that government, the Syrian regime, could have made or carried out the attack with the chemical weapons on August 21st. President Obama says you cannot even think of any other person, country, or organization that could have carried out those attacks other than the Assad regime, other than the Syrian regime. Impossible to even think about it. Whoa, pretty strong. Carried out, but loggerheads, remember? Loggerheads, but there's another side to the story, according to Russia. They didn't say anything about inconceivable. Russia said defiantly, we're standing up to the United States. We defy the United States. We don't agree at all. It's impossible to believe what they're saying. We defy them to prove it. Show us. They defiantly kept. We're not giving up on our belief. We have a belief. And it has nothing to do with the Syrian regime using weapons on August 21st. It has everything to do with what we believe are the responsible group are the rebels. They're the ones to blame, not the Syrian regime. No, the rebels. So there's the disagreement. There's what they were talking about earlier. Yeah, we agree that the weapons got to go. Hey, they got to go. We got to get rid of them. But who's responsible for the August 21st attack? The President of the United States says, no way. Anybody other than the Syrian regime did it. They did it. You can't even think of another group. It's inconceivable. You can't even think of another group. But the Russians say, hey, wait a minute. We can. It's not inconceivable to us. We think it was the rebels that carried off the attack. They're to blame, to be held responsible. Whose fault was it? Who left the door open in the classroom? I think it was you. You're to blame, or you're to blame, that type of thing. Suspicions. The idea that certain factors, certain points that the Russians believe, makes them suspect or believe that maybe the rebels caused the attack on 21st August. They have suspicions. I wonder who was responsible. Well, certainly wasn't our man, and who else could it be but the rebels responsible? They have suspicions. Little factors that they say point to the rebels. Where on the other hand, the President of the United States said it is absolutely inconceivable to think that anyone other than the Syrian regime was responsible. Whoa. Still being debated. Any questions about that? The meaning? Suspicions? Anyone?
No one.
No one in this case, no one. It's inconceivable. No one else is responsible but this guy over here, Assad, the Syrian regime. Responsible. Whereas past, we've always believed, even in the past we always believed that the rebels did it. They're the ones to blame. Blame, be held responsible. Who's to blame? Who left the door open? Who was the last one in the room? I have my suspicions. I think it was you. No. Any other questions about this?
Teacher, inconceivable is the opposite meaning of conceivable, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, if it's conceivable, that means it can be thought of. It can be figured out. You can think about it. But if it's inconceivable, you can't even think about somebody else other than Assad. That's inconceivable.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, inconceivable. It's not the same. You know, I can conceive of something, but it may not be believable. It's a little bit different. It's not the same word, and the same meaning. You could make a case like, it's unbelievable, I can't believe it. But to be inconceivable, it's even more unbelievable than unbelievable. It's pretty close, but there's a difference. You would get the same reaction if you said it is unbelievable that anyone other than Assad is responsible. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. But inconceivable, you can't even think about it when it's inconceivable. A little bit of a difference. A stronger word is inconceivable. Unbelievable, yeah, okay, we don't believe it. But inconceivable, you can't even think about it.
Teacher, do you think Barack Obama do the right way in Syria conflict?
Well, I think it all worked out in the end. I don't know that it would be, I don't know all the inside story, you know, what happened on the inside. I only know what's in the paper. But I think everybody's kind of happy that there's no attack. Because remember, 2 weeks ago, they were getting ready to shoot missiles at Assad's regime. But all of a sudden, everything's quieted down. Now we're talking about mid-2014. 3 weeks ago, they were talking about tomorrow. Attacking like any day. And now it's, well, slow down, take it easy, 2014, mid-2014, that's what, 8 months, 9 months from now. So everything is kind of slowed down. Whereas 3 weeks ago, they're ready to start shooting. The rockets were getting lined up, but all of a sudden, peace, quiet, agreement, resolution. Nobody's shooting at Assad. They're still shooting, but they're not shooting. The United States was about to attack Syria. But everything suddenly, resolution, agreement, hold the phone, take it easy.
US always act as a big brother to stop to stop the conflict.
Well, President Obama is out there trying to resolve it. President Putin of Russia trying to resolve it.
Do you like your president?
Yes. Yeah, what am I going to say? No, can't stand the guy, get rid of him. No, of course I do. Okay, this gives you an idea of what Russia is thinking. This little thing right here. To the fury of the West, Russia has repeatedly expressed its belief that the chemical attack was provocation, staged by the rebels with the aim of attracting Western military intervention in the conflict. To the fury of the West, Russia has repeatedly expressed its belief that the chemical attack was a provocation staged by the rebels. Staged by the rebels with the aim of attracting Western military intervention in the conflict. Western military intervention in the conflict. Intervention in the conflict. 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 Go ahead.
To the fury of the West, Russia has repeatedly expressed its belief that the simulacral attack was a provocation. Staged by the rebels with the aim of attacking Western military interventions in the
conflict. To the fury of the West, Russia has repeatedly expressed its belief that the chemical attack was a provocation staged by the rebels with the aim of attracting Western military intervention in the conflict. Go ahead.
To the fury of the West, Russia repeatedly expressed its belief that the chemical attack was a provocation staged by the rebels with the aim of attracting Western military intervention in the conflict. In the conflict. Right. Go ahead.
To the fury of the West, Russia has repeatedly expressed its belief that the chemical attack was a provocation staged by the rebels with the aim of attracting Western military interventions in the conflict.
Military intervention in the conflict. To the fury of the West, Russia has repeatedly expressed its belief that the chemical attack was a provocation staged by the rebels. That provocation. What was it? It was staged by the rebels with the aim of attracting Western military intervention in the conflict. Go ahead, sir.
To the fury of the West, Russian have repeatedly said it believed that the chemical attack was a provocation staged by the rebel with the aim of attacking Western military intervention in the conflict.
To the fury of the West, Russia has repeatedly expressed its belief that the chemical attack was a provocation staged by the rebels with the aim of attracting Western military intervention in the conflict. Okay, go ahead.
To the fury of the West, Russia has repeatedly expressed its belief that the chemical attack was a provocation staged by the rebels with the aim of attracting Western military intervention in the conflict.
Right, very good. Provocation. It's almost like prov, P-R-O-V-O-K-K-tion. Just like provocation, belief. Okay, go ahead.
To the fury of the West, Russia had repeatedly expressed its belief that the chemical attack was a provocation staged by the rebels with the aim of attracting Western military intervention in the conflict.
Right. Attracting Western military intervention in the conflict. Very good. Go ahead.
To the fury of the West, Russia has repeatedly expressed its belief that the chemical
Believe that the
chemical.
Yeah, it's almost like K-E-M, chemical.
The chemical. That the chemical attack was a provocation staged by the rebels with the aim of attacking Western military intervention in the conflict.
Right, very good. Attracting Western military intervention in the conflict. Chemical, it's almost like K-E-M as opposed to the CH sound in this case is like a K. Chemical chemical, like a chemical attack. Go ahead.
to the